irlonestar.com or call in and leave a message at 936 647 3776. Get involved with your community with Lone Star Community Radio.
You are listening to the Lone Star Community Radio on 104.5 KCZWLP Conroe and 106.1 KZCCLP Conroe and worldwide on irlonestar.com.
And welcome to Chamber Chat. I am one of your hosts, Courtney Galley, the Director of Special Events for the Conroe Lake Conroe Chamber of Commerce.
And I'm Brian Bondi, President of the Conroe Lake Conroe Chamber of Commerce.
Each month, guests are brought on to talk about what is happening in the Conroe Lake Conroe Chamber of Commerce. We get the inside scoop of our members, what they do, and what has made their company successful. We also chat about upcoming events and programs the Chamber is hosting. The Chamber is a nonprofit 501c6 organization and is designated as a 3-star accredited chamber by the U.S. Chamber of Commerce. The mission of the Chamber is to strengthen the economic environment and quality of life in Montgomery County. I hope you have your cup of coffee because we have a great lineup this morning.
I really like that new abbreviated version.
The short one.
It's really good.
Yeah, it works a lot better. I think.
like it. Yeah, well done.
Yeah, thank you.
We have a...
It's still not memorized, though.
No, that's okay. It's all right.
Yeah.
You've got more important things to worry about than memorizing the intro to a chamber chat. Well, we have a very full show on the docket today, so let's just jump right in on this one, okay?
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah. So back in the beginning of the year, the Conroe Independent School District Board of Trustees voted to put an $807 million bond package on the ballot for May the 4th. And I was one of the members of that facilities planning committee that made some recommendations to the board. We also have with us one of our chamber board members and treasurer, Cody Bartlett with Bartlett Financial Services. He was also part of the facilities planning committee. And we also have with us John Husbands, a former board member at the chamber and a current board of trustee member for Conroe ISD. So we're going to talk a little bit about the investment in our school district's future and how positive these changes are going to be once they're done. So let's start, first of all, Cody, talk to me about the process of being on the facilities planning and how we kind of worked to get to where the recommendation was the $807 million.
Okay. So back in, I believe it was in October is when we started meeting, and we met over the course of 7 different meetings in about 14 hours to come up with a recommendation that was initially presented to the board at $827 million. We're a little over that. And through those 7 meetings and those hours and hours of meeting, we toured a number of different campuses to see some of the needs of the district firsthand. We heard from experts in the field regarding the different projects, and we were tasked with the tough decision of kind of deciding what makes the cut and what we're going to present to the board, and definitely saw that there are a number of needs in this community and in this school district, and we were tasked with coming up with those and created the bond package from there. So, but that package was crafted after a number of meetings, a number of hours, looking at the needs of this district.
So one of the things that really jumped out at me was the demographic projections that the district is looking at over the next 10 years. And something that I didn't realize was that the average age of the Conroe ISD facilities is like approaching 30 years overall. I mean, those two right there just kind of wow factor for me. So John Husbands, as a board of trustee member, you're looking at the projections, you're looking at the age of buildings, and yeah, this is a big number, but Conroe is growing pretty fast.
Very fast. First of all, Brian, thank you for having me, and I would just tell you that I've been on the board 14 years, and we have averaged 1,500 kids per year growth.
Wow.
And if you think of that, that's basically starting a junior high, a couple of elementaries, and of course they never come in exactly the sizes you want them. You know, we'd like to have all 9th graders this year, but that's not the way it happens. And so we definitely have a need for some additional schools. We have some buildings that have outlived their useful life. Conroe High School was built in, the original part started in 1963.
Wow.
So it's over 60 years, it's just approached 60 years old. And it is just the mechanical functions of that building are having to be replaced in phase one as it speaks. And then phase two comes back with additional safety measures and so on and so forth. One thing people don't understand is that Conroe High School was built in a different day. And it is 6 separate buildings, and crossing used to be one public street.
Right.
Well, the street's no longer public. We've closed that street down with the help of the city, and we thank them for that. But for the safety of the kids. But the 6 buildings and it's some unbelievable number. I want to say
Over
120,
120, yeah.
120 entrances that kids can go in and
Oh
out
my
of.
gosh.
Are you serious?
So there's no way to protect, even though they're older kids, there's no way to safely protect those kids. The rest of our high schools are one building at the max 2, okay?
Right.
And so the phase 2 of this is the largest project in the bond, over $146 million to bring Conroe up to grade, up to code, if you will. And that's our code of safety and necessary mechanical upgrades. But it will change the direction of the high school faces. It will bring all the 6 buildings together as one. It will give us some new areas that are outdated and under, or overutilized by, just too many kids.
Right.
Okay. And I've been at Conroe High School when there was 5,000 kids there, but it was a different day. We had 3 elective choices. Now they have 30. And so it's very, very hard to manage that building with it part of it being just, almost not acceptable anymore.
Sure. Cody, you're a Conroe High School alum. You look at the number of buildings that are there. I mean, back when you went to school, you probably didn't think twice about going from one building to the other.
True.
The public street running through was actually a convenience when you forgot your lunch. You could time the stoplight right and, have Dad come and drop lunch off.
Times have changed,
But
though.
times
Yeah.
have changed,
Yes.
and unfortunately, times are different. And this is a much-needed improvement to Conroe, but one I believe will breathe new life into that high school and this whole community.
Yeah.
And I'm excited for Conroe High School and what's all in store.
The other thing that I was amazed at was going down to Oak Ridge High School. And, I guess I had a different picture of what Oak Ridge High School looked like. That's another facility that's in desperate need of some
Oh,
work.
yeah.
It was built in the 80s and early 80s, and it was definitely built as a smaller high school back then. Well, obviously, the Oak Ridge feeder has not only grown, but it's split. Now we have 2 feeders in the Oak Ridge area, we might say, Grand Oaks and Oak Ridge. And that's our newest high school. But Oak Ridge was built for fewer kids. The hallways are narrower. Some of that building needs updating. It's outlived its usefulness, and so on and so forth. So yes, it's a rather big. I want to say it's 56, 60 million, 58 million, something like that, off the top of my head. A huge renovation project that's going to definitely improve the flow of that high school.
So this past Friday, the Chamber put on an economic outlook regarding the Lake Conroe region. One of the things that was pointed out was the phenomenal growth projections on the east side of Conroe, which I believe would be in the Caney Creek feeder zone. We're talking about tens of thousands of potential households being platted as we speak. And part of this is projecting some growth in that area as well, right?
Absolutely. There is a call for another junior high out there. There's, I think, 2 land purchases projected there, provided the money's there to purchase them.
Right.
And there's no question that the growth has come to East County, and they do such a fine job out in East County. That is really a hub for the community, that school, and it has changed dimensions several times. Moorhead and Caney Creek Moorhead Junior High and Caney Creek were in the same building for a while, and Caney Creek has now started growing to where we had to move the junior high. There's still some capacity left in Caney Creek, but the junior high is way over capacity.
Wow.
And so we have we have a definite need in East County for and more projected growth behind that. There's a 5,000 home on the corner of 242 and 1314, I want to say.
Right.
And maybe
You're right.
Okay.
Yep.
And it's
Massive.
it is huge. It alone will drive a school.
You bet.
And so that's big growth, and we haven't seen it out there before.
True.
Okay? We've seen it in east, southeast. Of course, we've seen it in the woodlands over
Right.
the years.
Right.
And so it's exciting, but it puts challenges on our plate.
So let's talk numbers, because there's a lot of folks out there that think this is just too much money and we don't want to have to pay the bills. The reality is you got to pay now at a price that's already been pretty well established. If you wait even a year,
Right.
10, 15% more potentially. I mean, I don't know what the but explain that we're talking about how much on a tax bill over a period of time.
Okay, we have projected that at the max, this will increase the tax rate by 3 cents over the life of the bond. Okay, at the most 1 cent per year, and that is equivalent to $21. I want to say I think it's $21 a year on a $300,000 house.
Okay.
So, the people that well, I'll just keep it positive and say this: that's not much increase for taking care of our children.
Absolutely.
Keeping it
and I don't
positive.
think that message is out there, because
Yeah.
to me that seems very reasonable. I mean,
tax
yeah.
It's very
tax rate
reasonable.
tax rate hike doesn't imply $21 a year, does it? I mean, it just
Right.
it just sounds like a massive thing, and 807 million sounds like a massive thing.
Right.
But our school district, people don't understand, has 6 feeder zones and 63 campuses now.
Wow. That's
And
huge.
We have, huge.
they just don't comprehend that we're the 11th largest school district in the state, the 11th largest, and I think the 16th largest school district in the nation.
in the nation.
We just
Wow.
surpassed Boston a couple of years ago.
Good. That's important for us
That's
to have that happen.
So I want to piggyback on something John said that
Please.
I think is very important to realize, and he might not want to say this, but this is the fact, is that the CIC tax rate with any bond referendum in the past has never actually matured to the maximum projected increase. That's something that we should applaud our board members
Yes.
and the district's financial team in
Well,
doing.
I'd like to take that away and give it back to the administration, because over the years we had some fantastic people, not just in a superintendent role with Dr. Stockton and Dr. Knoll, but in our CFO role with Darren Rice and
you
Darren
bet.
Cox, and they've done such a fine job of making the system work for CISD. Okay, and it is a funding mechanism, but let me just say this: I've been on the board again 14, 15, almost 15 years. I've seen 4 bond issues, okay? The tax rate has either not gone up as much as we said, or it hadn't gone up at all during a bond election.
Good point.
Or a bond period of time, during the life of the bond, I should say. But finally, I've cut the tax rate. We have cut the tax rate since I've been on the board 3 or 4 times, and that's on the M&O side. And in addition to that, we've spent over $100 million out of the M&O side, which is our operating budget.
Kind of like
okay,
your savings
side.
account.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We've spent over $100 million on projects that incurred no debt, including Bonnie Wilkinson Elementary on the southeast side of Conroe.
Excellent.
It was built debt-free, and that $100 million we've spent out of cash, so to speak, has saved us over $60 million in interest charges. So we're very cognizant of, even though we're growing, people are up to here with taxes,
Sure.
and they
Sure.
and we understand that. We just don't have a choice when we're growing in temporary school room,
Temporary buildings?
temporary buildings.
Can't
We're
stand
growing
them.
with a number of those, and running out of capacity.
So one of the things that for me is a driving factor is we're looking at the estimates in today's dollars. So let's say it's $100 million to build a new school. That's today. if we don't pass it, that means we have to come back and ask the voters again later. But that 100 million doesn't cost 100 million anymore. That's
Yeah, that's a good
115
point,
or
yeah.
120 million at that point.
Well, that's exactly it. Is Conroe is growing, Conroe ISD is growing,
Right.
and it's not going to stop. So
Right.
we've got to take care of the needs now and get these buildings ready.
On the ground.
As a town and a community that puts focus on attracting new residents and bringing new business to town, the schools in part are what drive those decisions. They want their kids
Right.
in good schools, and Conroe ISD has always provided that. So.
Well, this is a great community, and we don't take 100% credit for that driving that growth, but people definitely need a great school district to want to put their children in. when
Good
they move
schools
here.
attract people, period.
And
Yes.
that's a fact. But we want to give credit to the rest of the community that's done such a fine job. Our county and city governments, they have done such a fine job in building an all-around wonderful place to live. We all agree on that. Okay, sure, we wish the traffic was 1970s traffic, but the fact of the matter is that growth has driven our businesses and so on and so forth. So
Good point.
we're very proud of that, and we're very proud to be a part of that as a school district. And I give credit to the administration and to the teachers, because one thing we haven't mentioned here today is not only are we growing in the number of kids, okay, but we're growing in their education, in their academics. We're doing a fine job, and what I'm saying is the teachers and administrators are getting the job done. We don't have a high dropout rate. We have a lot of AP students. They're taking more and more AP tests. A lot of our kids go to school or get quality jobs because of the training they receive during their high school years. And we're producing a young crop of people that can go out and make a living, and that's our job.
And succeed.
And succeed. That's our job.
That's a really good point. The other thing I might point out is that if I'm not mistaken, CISD is the largest employer in Montgomery County.
By 2 or 3 times.
Which means that
7,000 some odd employees.
The trickle-down effect of that in terms of economic impact, it goes beyond even what this bond issue is about. It speaks to a much larger picture that there almost isn't anybody that isn't touched in some way by CISD. So at the end of the day, this is an investment in our community's future.
Absolutely.
Is that a fair statement?
Yes. It's a needed investment. I mean, we're going to continue to grow. Businesses are continue to come to town. Conroe's an attractive place to call home.
Yep.
We need to be prepared for that. We need to take care of our kids and our teachers.
I know that the Conroe Lake Conroe Chamber of Commerce and the Woodlands Area Chamber of Commerce have both passed resolutions of support for this
Sure.
bond issue. We know
We so
that
thank you.
investing in our community helps our businesses, helps employees, helps employers. And our current board chair, Brent Wenderlich, is employed by McKesson, which is also one of the largest taxpayers in Montgomery County, and they're in favor of it. So we know that business has a seat at the table, and what we like is what we're told is this is good for business, therefore it's good for the community as a whole.
Brian, we thank you for your support, because we can't do it without the business community. And, it takes a village to raise our children, and every job that they give a young person, every support that they give the young people in their efforts helps make CISD successful.
So when does early voting start?
Early voting begins April 22nd and runs that week, and then the Monday, Tuesday following, I believe it's 29th and 30th, and then Election Day is Saturday, May 4th.
Yep.
So we encourage you to get out and vote for the Conroe ISD bond referendum.
Absolutely.
All right.
Where can our audience find out more about details of the bond?
So they're welcome to go see the facts on the district's webpage at bond.conroeisd.net.
Perfect.
And they'll also have information regarding voting locations as well. And that early voting is at all the same places around the county.
Great.
And then you do need to check if you prefer to vote on election day. Those precincts have been consolidated. So I encourage you to visit the website and find out where your polling location will be.
Very good.
Sounds good.
Great. Thank you all so much. This is great information. And we will be back with Chamber Chat. Cody's going to stick around. He's going to talk about the fair that's going on this week. So we'll be back on Lone Star Community Radio in a few minutes. Stay tuned.
The Texas A&M AgriLife Extension is dedicated to educating Texans for over a century. In 1915, the Extension Program was established under the federal Smith-Lever Act to deliver university. Extension agents respond not only with answers, but also with resources and services that result in significant returns on investment to boost the economy. Join us Fridays at 1 o'clock for the AgriLife Extension Hour.
Lone Star Community Radio is looking for those who are interested in hosting.
Program was established under the federal Smith-Lever Act to deliver university knowledge and agricultural research findings directly to the people. Ever since, AgriLife Extension programs have addressed the emerging issues of the day, serving diverse populations across the state. Texans turn to Extension for solutions in horticulture, agriculture, 4-H and youth, and family and consumer sciences. Extension agents respond not only with answers, but also with resources and services that result in significant returns on investment to boost the economy. Join us Fridays at 1 o'clock for the AgriLife Extension Hour.
Hey, welcome back to Chamber Chat on Lone Star Community Radio. My name is Brian Bondi with the Conroe Lake Conroe Chamber of Commerce.
And I'm Courtney Galley with the Conroe Lake Conroe Chamber of Commerce.
Good segment, huh?
That was good. Yeah, we just discussed about the upcoming Conroe ISD bond
So
election that's coming up.
we hogtied Cody Bartlett and made him stay here in the
Yes.
studio. We'll go ahead and take the gag off so we can talk now. Because if it's early April in Montgomery County, it's Montgomery County Fair time.
It is
Yes.
fair time.
So talk to
Yes.
us, man.
All right, well, we are off and running. We actually kicked things off last Thursday with the Chamber's Fun After 5 event
Yes.
out there, which was a great turnout.
It was good, yes.
Thank you
We
for the
had,
fair.
we had great weather, and that was a fun event for all. And then we kicked things off with our rodeo and concerts on Friday and Saturday, and the livestock shows started then as well. We had our non-livestock shows on Saturday, and that brought us to the non-livestock sale last night, which was a tremendous event. It's always fun to go out and see the support from the business community, support these kids right in line with the fair's mission of youth and education.
So the non-livestock, it's like the baked goods and the jarred
Right.
canning
Yeah,
and
photography,
everything
all
from
of that stuff.
photography,
Right,
yeah.
cakes,
Oh man,
cookies.
that's
Yeah.
terrific.
Yeah, so
I saw a
and
little
those kids
bit
are
of the
talented.
live on Facebook last night.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Cool. So how many? Just you can just estimate how many between the non-livestock and livestock. How many students are involved in the fair?
I think we have a little over 2,000 exhibitors that
Wow.
participate through the non-livestock and livestock divisions. And actually something new this year, and that number probably doesn't include that, is I believe we're expecting about 250 kids alone for our new agrobotics contest.
Heard about that.
Oh, that's
And,
awesome.
So that's reaching a whole new sector of the community and bringing them involved.
Yeah.
Over the years, would you say that student involvement has gone up or down as it relates to the fair?
I think it's continuing to increase. Obviously, as Conroe continues and Montgomery County continues to urbanize, we do see some pause in some of the growth of the livestock programs. But
Yeah.
By and large, the interest is there, the participation is there, and our numbers are steadily increasing.
Yeah. How many, do you know how many, I bring this up because I'm a volunteer of the fair, love it. I grew up in Washington County participating in the fair, raising animals. And so the county fair really has a special place in my heart. So how many volunteers do you think you have?
I believe we have over 600 volunteers that serve on 40
It's
different
amazing.
committees.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's needed for sure.
Oh, absolutely. And that's not 600 volunteers that serve on 40 committees for 10 days. That's 365 days a year.
Correct.
For a
Yeah.
lot of these,
Yeah.
for a lot of these groups and a lot of these volunteers, and obviously
Yeah.
that wouldn't happen without, or our fair would not happen without the
Yeah.
time spent from
Yeah.
the volunteers.
Well,
our
I
committee
feel like
people.
it's nice to give back because I know there were tons of volunteers doing it when I was growing up. Again, in another county, but I'm
Oh,
glad to
yeah.
be able to give
It's a
back.
lot of
So,
fun.
Great
yeah.
point. That's a
Yeah.
terrific-
You come through the South Gate, you'll see me Friday and Saturday.
All
I'll
right.
let you in.
Okay. You heard it here first.
Right? So 62 years, the fair
Right.
going. What kind of different activities can people? I know the cook-off is this weekend, which is
Correct.
kind of the big thing. But what kind of other stuff's going on?
So, like I mentioned, we missed our rodeos and stuff for last
Yep.
weekend. So if you didn't make it out, mark it down for next year. We'll do it all over again. But going on the rest of the week, today's the big steer show. So the grand champion steer will be selected, and that'll be lot number 1 in Wednesday night's livestock auction. That's always exciting
You bet.
to see what that
Yep.
brings. So our livestock auctions tomorrow night. That's another tremendous event that the business community, a number of chamber
Yes.
members show up for. So we're excited about that.
Yes,
And that
I will.
begins
I'm
at-
going to interrupt you. If you're a chamber member and you're interested in joining our buyers group, let me know today. So email me, CourtneyG@Conroe.org. We'd love to have you to participate and get our buyers group together and be able to raise some good money.
Because 100% of that money goes to the kids.
It does, yes, yeah, and we're happy to partner with Guaranteed Bank and Conroe Noon Lions Club and Capital Farm Credit. We pool our money together and are able to purchase a couple of animals and then purchase something in the non-livestock show as well too. So,
Good. Yeah.
yep.
Great point.
Sorry to interrupt you.
No,
Wanted
that's-
to get
that's
that out
perfect.
there.
Good commercial
Absolutely.
message.
Yes, thank you.
Yes. and for that matter, if you're not a chamber member and you want to be,
Yes.
join. Or if you want to just be a buyer, come out and join
Yes.
us tomorrow night. And buy. We will
Absolutely.
take your
Yeah.
money and we will give it to the kids.
Yes.
So that's a lot of
It's
fun.
a
to do.
win-win.
Yep.
And you know that the livestock auction tomorrow generates between $800,000 and $900,000 on average.
Yeah.
That's put right back in the hands of kids.
That's
And
really
since
amazing.
1990, I believe that event alone has given over $16 million
Is that right?
back to kids.
That's
Wow.
And that
terrific.
paired, so the non-livestock auction, the livestock auction, along with our scholarship program, just
Mm-hmm.
in these 10 days, will give over $1.4 million just
Wow.
this week. So it's an exciting organization to
Yeah.
be a part of. And again, it would not happen without the volunteers and the generosity of the community we live in.
Yeah.
I have been so impressed with the young men and women who raise animals, care for them day in and day out, get up, feed them, and then they show them. And you showed
Yeah.
animals, so you understand
Yeah.
the work ethic that's required.
Oh, for sure. I mean, definitely like doing that, being part of 4-H and learning to, be part of a leadership team. It definitely, I think, 100% gave me a great work ethic, into high school and, starting jobs and even now, I loved it. It was a great experience for sure. And I think it's great that kids now get the opportunity to do the non-livestock as well too. So,
That's a good point. Yep.
Oh, you bet.
yeah.
So how long have you been involved in the fair, and how did you get wrangled? I mean, volunteered.
Voluntold. No. I'm a product of the fair myself, similar to Courtney's story. I grew up in it, so I guess you could say my whole life I've been involved in some capacity out
Perfect.
there. And I was the kid with the steer that walked across the stage that received the benefit of the community.
Yep.
That helped me, helped shape me into the person I am today, and provided me with an opportunity that may not be ordinarily available to
Yeah.
me. And so it's easy for me to be
You
out
bet.
there
Yeah.
and give back. And so, yeah, it's a great place and does a lot of good for a number of kids. And we're seeing that time and time again as some of the students coming back in a volunteer role that said, this
Yeah.
fair changed my world, and let's
Right.
give back.
Yeah.
I even noticed that on Thursday when the outgoing fair queen commented about what her year had done to her
Yes.
and the confidence that she now exudes. I mean, it was like, wow, this young lady's going to go far.
Oh,
Yeah, she's-
Kelly Ann is
Yes.
a great
She's
one.
awesome.
And we're excited for Grace.
Yes.
Haymark,
Yes, how about
the
that?
incoming fair queen. So
Yeah.
Very good. So if people want more information on the fair, how can they find out?
go to mcfa.org. That's mcfa.org. We've got the whole schedule and lineup of all the activities that are going on the rest of this week. So that'd be a great resource to go
Yeah.
check out. Come see us. There's no admission charge during the week.
Right.
So you don't have to worry about paying anything to park or coming out there. Come out there and visit, see some of the livestock shows going on. Come join us at the auction. And then on Friday, again, starts the Bud Light Barbecue Cook-Off, and gates open at 4 for that. And that goes on Friday and Saturday. And then we have another event on Sunday for the Hispanic community, El Dia de la
That's a big,
España Familia, I
big,
think.
yes.
That's very cool.
And
big thing.
a big
Yeah.
fun day.
Yeah. And you can I know you can purchase tickets online
Yes.
You
beforehand as well too. So
Correct.
that's always a convenience too. If not,
At a
then-
discount.
Yes, at a
So-
discount. They're $10 online. So
Or you
well,
can go to the South Gate and
and-
see you.
Yeah.
and I will be able
Work
to
your way
sell you
in.
some tickets. Yes, definitely, definitely.
Full
So,
price.
Yes, full price. Yes, that's great. Yes, come out and join everybody for the fair. It's a great a great organization, great for the community. The barbecue cook-off is always fun.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
All right.
Thank you so much, Cody. We
You
appreciate
bet.
that. We hope to see you
Thank
out at the
y'all.
fair this weekend. And we'll be back with our last segment on Lone Star Community Radio in a few minutes. Thanks.
Does volunteering at a nonprofit horse sanctuary sound wonderful? Or are you a veteran or a veteran spouse and think trying a peer group session through a local Horses and Heroes equine program might be worth trying? Henry's Home Horse and Human Sanctuary, located in Grand Central Park by appointment only, is home to a growing number of rescued and donated horses. Visit our website at henryshomehorsesanctuary.org or check out our Facebook at Henry's Home Horse and Human Sanctuary for more information.
Hey guys, this is Connor.
This is Dick.
This is Chris.
And we're with the Ticket Stub Podcast every Thursday live at noon on 104.5 and 106.1 FM in the Conroe area. Also, anytime at irlonestar.com. You go to irlonestar.com/TTS. You can find all of our social media.
And don't forget, we give away 2 tickets to the Grand Theater on every show.
If you like movies and you like complaining or celebrating anything that has to do with the silver screen, check out the Ticket Stub Podcast and join us every Thursday at noon o'clock on Lone Star Community Radio.
An estimated 1 in 10 births will result in a neonatal intensive care stay, also known as the NICU. Overnight, a family can find themselves and their newborn baby in a critical situation. The Mila Foundation financially and spiritually assists families in need. If you would like to volunteer or become a monthly sponsor, please visit us at www.themilafoundation.org. Again, that's www.themilafoundation.org, because every life matters.
For those of you who like your partners, your gumbo, and your music salty, well, we're here to help with the music. Julian Shea here, host of Lone Star Country Nights Thursday, your weekly dose of roots and Americana and all the music that makes this part of the country special. We stir in Western swing, honky-tonk, Zydeco, Texas blues, outlaw country, and put a pinch of red dirt, and then we smoke it over a slow fire. Then listen to the results Thursday nights on Conroe's 104.5 and 106.1 and worldwide at irlonestar.com.
Don't forget to download the Lone Star Community Radio app for your Google Play or Apple Store. Bring Montgomery County's community radio with you anywhere with your smartphone or tablet. If you are in the Conroe area, tune in on FM. That is Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1.
And we are back on Lone Star Community Radio with Chamber Chat. I'm one of your hosts, Courtney Galley.
Host Brian Bondi, Conroe Lake Conroe Chamber of Commerce.
And welcome back. We have a new member
Woo-hoo.
that's joined us today. And we have Scott. He's with Overhead Door Company of Conroe.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you for joining us.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me today.
Yes. So we were just kind of chatting during the break about Overhead Door Company. Will you give us a little bit of background about the company?
Well, the company itself's been here since 1971. It's been invested in the community from way back when. Mm-hmm. We've been to pretty much your go-to door company up in this area. We service a lot of commercial and residential customers. We love the community and the growth of the area because, you know, like you guys were speaking earlier with the Conroe ISD school board,
Mm-hmm.
you know, all those homes need doors.
Right.
The schools and their securities need the doors that we provide. And, you know, we look at the growth in the area and we know it's growing significantly.
Mm-hmm.
So we're trying to set ourselves up for the future, change our tactics and our procedures and policy and doors so that we can provide the right product for our community to make it good for them.
Yeah.
Makes perfect sense. You were saying also during the break that the garage door is the number one door that people come into their house from now?
If you had 100 people call in right now, I guarantee 95 of them will say they come through their garage door to get in and out of their house.
Wow.
Okay? Now, you do have your apartment communities. Even the apartment communities, they have their small garages where they store stuff.
Right.
Okay?
Yep.
But the main point of entry into your house nowadays is your garage door.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not just you coming and going with your clicker and open up the door. It's the kids coming home after school.
Mm-hmm.
They
Keypad,
have access.
whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, nobody has a key anymore. I mean, your cars don't even have keys anymore.
It's true.
You keep a fob in your pocket, you get in, you push a button, you drive away. So everything's becoming more convenient, more technology. We're putting that technology into the doors. We have operators nowadays that are Wi-Fi that you can use with your smartphone. That
Oh my gosh.
you can be at work and have someone showing up to your house to do some work, and you can hit the button on your phone and watch them come in and go do their thing. So
I didn't know that.
the technology is there.
Yeah.
And, everybody loves technology. It makes our life convenient, but at the same time, when a technology doesn't work, we all freak out nowadays.
Yeah, good point.
True.
And that goes with your garage door. It's an old saying, everybody's heard it. It breaks at 5 o'clock on Friday. No questions about. You guys laugh. You've heard it.
Oh,
You've heard
absolutely.
it.
Yes.
Because I've experienced
Right.
it.
And it's not just selling a garage door. We look at the service.
Right.
When was the last time you had someone come in there and service your door? You get your car serviced every 3,000 to 5,000 miles.
That's a great point.
You get your AC serviced all the time. Your furnace, the AC. What other things at your house do you get serviced? Okay. The garage door, that's a big moving wall. It has a lot of components that should be lubricated and serviced. People feel that the garage, we just need to sell you. No, we're not here to sell you a door. We're here to educate you, maybe upgrade you. Changing a door on your house would give it a facelift. You may not want to move after we put that pretty nice door in there.
True.
Or put a pretty nice door in there and you get more resale value of
Yeah.
it because it did change the curb appeal.
Good point.
So there's a lot of things that we do in our industry. Back in the old days, you drive around, you got the same door, it looks plain Jane. Nowadays, if you drive around and you're like, oh man, that door looks different. It's something caught your eye that makes
Right.
it stand out. And that's what we're providing. We're providing doors that look like wood,
Right.
that are steel, no maintenance.
Nice.
Insulated doors, keep your, HVAC bills down. Wi-Fi technology, Bluetooth, where it works with your phone
Right.
or your cars. We're incorporating all these things so that, you can use it at home.
Yeah.
And the commercial aspect of it as well. Even on the commercial side, we have it where you can set up your business and you can see where a door is open. It'll show on a screen. And then you can say, why, we'll just say it's, climate controlled. You can look
Yeah.
and say, why has this door been open for 14 minutes? There's no truck there. Shut the door down. Climate control. There you go. Taken care of.
Yeah, when I think about, doors, you automatically,
We do look at security in the doors where we can put grills in here so that we can keep kids safe or control the areas so that, keep them out of areas as well.
Right.
The jails, the Sally ports, these are all things where people just, like you said, I just think the garage door at my
Right.
house,
yeah, it's a lot
but
more.
there's a lot of doors out there. It's not just doors, it's dock equipment, gates, high-speed doors. We got doors that can open up, 10-foot door open up in about 4 seconds.
Wow.
Doesn't even, don't even slow it down. You just drive right at the door and whoop, whoop, and it's
Just like
done.
that.
You've probably seen them a lot at car dealerships. All the new car dealerships on 45, they all go in with the newest technology because they're all upgrading for the future.
Yeah.
Okay, those doors. Anybody bought a car recently, or
It's been
been
a
in a
couple years.
dealership?
Yeah.
Well, they got those fancy, see-through all glass
Yeah,
doors.
right.
They go up relatively fast, come down. So these are the things that we service and we take care of.
So one of the things that you mentioned earlier was, you service your air conditioner, you do all those things around your house, but people don't necessarily think about their garage door. And I'm thinking back to when I had we had two single garage doors, and I remember closing the door, and then all of a sudden there was a loud explosion, for lack of a better term,
Broken spring.
and it came right through the house. And I learned from that episode that the spring is something that absolutely has to be serviced on a regular basis.
It should. You should do it probably at least twice a year.
Yep.
We like to say change of the seasons. Wintertime, the steel is more brittle. So when you got metal on metal, it's all bad. Okay. If it's properly lubricated
Right.
so that it's not metal on metal and you got that
Yeah.
lubrication in there, it will last longer. It'll make the door quieter. It'll work properly. Service call for a simple garage door, $85. We'll do a service call, garage door, $85. We'll come out, we'll lubricate all the points of friction on the door. We'll check out the operator, lubricate that. We'll check over the entire thing. Now, if it needs an additional part or piece, we'll let you know.
Sure.
And we'll tell you, it's your choice if you want to fix it.
Right.
Okay. But we tell you the pros and cons. Springs, they just break. And when they break, like you said, it sounds like a shotgun went off.
It really does.
It'll scare the crap out of you.
It did.
And, and if you're in there, it's just organized mayhem. It's on a shaft, and the spring is the most dangerous part of our job.
You bet.
There's so much tension on there because that spring is lifting X amount of pounds. So you only got a 2-foot spring that's lifting 400 pounds or 300 pounds. And it's fully loaded. It's dangerous.
Yeah.
But we want to educate our customers. You have a lot of people nowadays, I'm going to get the part at Home Depot, or I'm going to do this, or I'm going to come do that, I'm going to come do this. Well, that's great and dandy if you're mechanical. A lot of people are, but I don't think a lot of people understand the danger of some of the jobs that we do.
You bet.
I'm mechanical, but I'm not going to work on my car. I'm going to pay someone because that's their specialty.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I can figure stuff out, but I'm not going to go, structurally build a house and design it.
Right.
That's someone else's job, and, everybody's in it to save themselves some money. We all do it. We all look at our finances.
Yeah.
But realistically, safety concerns, you get hurt while you're doing something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Who's going to take care of your bills?
Right.
They should almost do an Aflac commercial on that.
That's a good point.
Very true.
That's a
Yes.
great point.
Yeah.
It's those things that, we look at, we try to educate the people, I'm going to put tension on, how do I do it? Well, first off, you need to hire someone to do it the right way.
Don't try and do it yourself.
Yeah.
Don't do it yourself.
Yeah. No
you know.
DIY.
That's not a DIY
Yeah.
project.
Exactly.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, even if you look at the DIY projects, all of them hire a reputable garage door company to come in and do it. You don't see them do it
That's
themselves.
true. I've never thought about that.
That's
Yeah.
true. And any of the home fixers uppers,
Yeah.
they hire reputable companies to come in there and do it.
Yeah.
They're the ones that's on TV and making all the money and all the, the fame.
Yeah.
But all they're doing is going in there and arguing with people and saying, hey, I need you to do my tile. I need you to do my cabinets. I need my garage door. That's all they're doing. So they're
Yeah.
being a GC.
Yeah.
They're not actually doing the work.
Yeah.
Because they're not dummies.
They're not
Right.
dummies. They realize
With all due respect, they're pretty smart.
they
Right.
are.
Yeah.
They are.
And it speaks to a consumer, whether it's a business or a resident, the same concept. Just hire the pro and
Hire the pro.
let them do the job. You'll be a lot better off at the end of the day.
It pretty much is. I mean, it's always one of those things. You don't want to spend the money, but when you end
Right.
up putting your time and effort into it, time is money.
You bet.
Mm-hmm.
It sure is.
Are you a $10 an hour person, or are you I'm a $100 an hour person. So if I take 5 hours to do a job where a guy's going to do it in an hour, it costs me $500 of my own time
Right.
plus the material. When I could have had someone else do it for $125, yeah, they make it look easy, but they do it every day.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things.
Yeah, well put.
Yeah. Well, I just want to touch a little bit on being a new chamber member. We always like to ask people, why did you join the chamber?
Well, basically, I'm new to the area. So I know the smartest way for me to start networking and get in with businesses is through the chamber.
We did not prompt him to say
Nope.
that, though.
No, we didn't.
We didn't. So we appreciate that.
It's you guys have the insights on the community. You have the different organizations or committees where you can join and learn from the people that have been here for
Yeah.
a long time. Obviously, I don't have the southern drawl, so you know I'm not from around here. I mean, the two gentlemen you had on before, I can tell they're straight Texans. Okay? But I mean, you gotta start in your community. I look to build relationships with vendors in the community that could provide for me. That give some, take some.
Yeah.
Hey, I need your services over here.
Right.
And then in return, hey, they use me, I'm going to use them back. That grows the community first. You don't want to bring outside people. You don't want to hire someone from Sugarland to drive all the way up here to do something.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So you want to try to stay in your community and use your local networking so that you could build them and yourself. Like I said, you guys know I'm new. I'm trying to get in here so that I can understand all the different things that's going on. I know it from the business point of view. The area is growing. We're projecting to grow with you and support the area, okay? We know the Conroe schools need schools. We know businesses are coming in. We know facilities are coming in. We know housing is coming in. So we're setting ourselves up to do that. But at the same time, I need to meet with the individuals that run those communities, those schools, those businesses, so I can sit there and say, here's what we can do to help you.
Yeah.
We can customize to your application, whatever it is. If you need us in the middle of the night to come do the work because you can't be down during the day, we'll accommodate you.
Nice.
If it's an emergency, I have several facilities, they just call my cell number. Okay, I'll get a crew out there and we'll support you as quick as possible.
Wow.
But those are the things that I'm looking for to network in the community and grow from, the leaders that have been here for a long time.
Yeah.
Well, we're glad to have you as a member.
That's very well put. Yes, definitely. And we're going to get you involved. I know we're meeting next week. I know get them involved, get them on committees. We're going to get you out there. So,
No,
yes.
that's fine. That's fine.
Yes. Well, thank you so much. If people want to find out more about the company, how do they do that?
You can go directly online, ohdconroe.com.
Okay.
That's our website. You can also call the office number 936-756-0100.
Great.
We have a sales team that will come to you.
Oh, great.
We will bring our technology with us. We can Photoshop your house and put the brand new door that you think it might look like. Because when we're bringing brochures and stuff. We can take a picture of your house and actually put that door on your house so that you can look at it and say, that's what I want.
That's cool.
That
is very impressive.
Yes.
It makes it better than looking at a picture and going, from the picture to the house, I kind of see it, but I don't. Okay, well, you know what? Let's Photoshop it in there. Now you're actually looking at your house with that door on there. We can change, do you like windows? I never thought about it. Well, here, let me add some windows. Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
I don't quite like that color. Not a problem. What color you want? Switch it up to color.
So they can make choices.
You can make choices.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
And then, the customer's fully involved.
Yeah.
We start with what you don't like about your door. Well, it's noisy. It's hot. It's this, it's that.
Right.
Okay, well, these are the things you don't like. So I'm going to upsell those things for you to understand that you don't like that it's hot in here in the summer. So I'm going to go from a non-insulated to an insulated door.
Yeah.
You don't like that it's noisy. So I'm going to take you from steel rollers to nylon. I don't like that it's dark in my garage. Well, I'm going to put windows in there. I'm going to offer to put windows in there. Oh, I love it. This is what I want.
Yeah.
Well, you design your door by telling me this.
Yeah.
All I did was listen to you. Here's this. Oh, beautiful. That's what I want. Or, I wasn't quite sure on that color. Well, what color were you thinking?
Yeah.
Just change it up. And these are the things that, like I said, technology's made us smarter. Sometimes it's made us dumber.
Right.
I in general, it's a double-edged sword.
It works both ways. I agree.
It works both ways.
Yeah.
If we forget our phone, we all freak out. My wife's notorious for that. She'll be on her phone talking, running around the house, scatterbrained. Honey, what are you looking for? I can't find my phone. I just laugh, look at her. I'm like, who are you talking to? And then she'll
Realize.
give me the death look. go out the door, and I'm just like, okay, you know. But we're always, where's my phone?
Right.
Technologies, it definitely helps with a lot of different things, and it will help you with designing your garage door.
Great. Well, thank you so much. I mean,
Learned a lot.
exactly. And you know what? That happens every time on Chamber Chat, but it was great. Great information. And one day I will have a garage. I will say that. I'll call you for that.
You heard it here first, folks.
Thank you so much for coming on the radio show. We'll be back for a few minutes just to wrap up and kind of give you what upcoming events we have going on at the Chamber. So we'll be back on Chamber Chat in just a few minutes.
Our talk shows and music shows are looking for sponsors. Want to expand your brand awareness? Reach the hyper-local audience in Montgomery County? The Lone Star Community Radio sponsorships accomplish this. Want to see our stats and rates? Check out irlonestar.com/sponsor for more information. Or call in and leave us a message at 936-647-3776 with your question. Get seen on TV or YouTube and heard on our podcast, FM, and internet radio. Sponsor your local radio station with Lone Star Community Radio.
Hey, welcome back to Chamber Chat. I'm Brian Bondi, president of the Conroe Lake Conroe Chamber of Commerce.
And I'm Courtney Galley. I'm the director of special events for the Chamber.
I love learning about things like garage doors and cargo doors, and
Yeah, that was fun.
that was interesting.
Yeah, it really was.
Overhead Door Company of Conroe.
Yes. Glad to have them on. We have a few minutes, so we just kind of wanted to wrap up what's going on in the Chamber. And I know we always like to do a diplomat shout out. So our diplomat of highlight, or our diplomat of the month, last month was Tammy with Russo's Pizzeria in Conroe.
Yay, Tammy!
Yeah, if you have your FYI, you can read all about her and her role in the community and in the company. And she's doing a great job with Russo's Pizzeria here in Conroe. And we have tons of stuff coming up. It's April.
It is April.
Oh my gosh, it's so crazy.
That's right.
So we have, so I know for me,
Taste Fest is right around the corner.
Yes.
June 6th.
June 6th. Our committee's working really hard to get all the restaurants and vendors in.
Yep.
Working on sponsors. We're already planning for our Athena luncheon. We have a meeting this week about that. We'll start meeting about Lobster Fest.
Oh my gosh.
This month. I know, right? So we have tons of committee meetings going on. We do have Fun After 5 at Russo's this month on April 18th.
18th.
So that'll be really fun. It's been a while since we've been back there. And then we're going to have maximize your membership. So if you're new to the Chamber, or if you just want to come in and learn more about what your membership has, that's on Tuesday, April 23rd. So visit our calendar at conroe.org or social media and come by the Chamber and visit us.
Whew, that's a lot in an hour.
It was fun.
I'm Brian.
I'm Courtney. We'll see you next month on Chamber Chat on Lone Star Community Radio.
Bye.